Good topic. Very good. Very good. So, Rosalia, Jack, Sandro, good morning, you all. We are live on YouTube and we are going to talk about travel, and we are going to do that in English. And it's very important to think that every time you join a meeting on Talk and Talk, you need to be aware to learn something new. It's not that we are going to tell you, hey, this is new and you're going to learn. No, it's not going to happen like this. But open your mind to, what am I doing here? Why 6 a.m. in the morning am I here? For Brazilians, not for Jack, but what am I doing here? What can I learn? So you're going to learn something if you want to. If you do not think about it, you're gonna just, it's gonna pass. It's gonna like be a good moment and that's it. But we are here to learn, okay? So let's start with the presentations. And Jack, can you present yourself, please?
Okay. Good afternoon for all. Philip, what can I say new about me?
Bring something new. Bring something new.
Yes. Okay. Many things. The main things about me, maybe 4 or 5 things. I am Portuguese. I live here in near of Lisbon, in Portugal. I am retired, married, 77 years old, more 1 year this year, with a son, with a daughter, and 3 grandsons. About hobbies, I like very much to go to my gym in the morning. Today I don't go there because my immersion today is more or less this time is the time that I go to my gym. More I like to walk. In many days my wife and I will go outside walking in the morning, and when the most important hobby about me is to travel. It's the topic of today. When I can, when I have the possibility. For example, in this moment, I am planning my trip to Italy. In these months, in May 27, I start my trip for 6 days.
Nice.
To Italy. We began my trip in Milan, and between Milan and Rome, we go by bus, visiting the most important cities between Milan and Rome, and we return Rome to Lisbon by plane.
Very good. I hope you enjoy your trip. It's gonna be fun.
Thank you.
Very good, Jack. Very good. Sandro, what about you? Can you present yourself?
Sure. Good morning, guys. I talking here from Louveira, in the state of São Paulo, Brazil. I am 45 years old. I am married, and I am looking forward to this topic. I love travel. I love to know new cultures, new countries, and I think we will have a good time here today.
Yes, we will. Definitely we will. And Rosalia?
Morning, guys. I'm Rosalia, I'm 55. I'm here in Finland since 2021. Then I'm here trying to improve a little bit my English and my skills. And something new today. Oh my gosh. A few days you won't see this place around me because I'm looking for a new apartment. Then I will move for a new apartment. Then this reason that I didn't have time to participate in another immersion, even in another time, because after that I need to fit all the things, and it's impossible to participate. But yeah, a few time I will change the.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so afraid about that.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine. Yeah, changing, it's always a thing, right?
Yeah, I like so much make some change. My husband was so stressed because that I said for the it's a new time for this. You need to change because my house becomes so big only for this. Then I will change for a small apartment now.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope you do well with everything. Very good, very good. About myself, I guess I'm here not because of English talk, but because of the movement and the routine to wake up early in the morning. I have been changing my habits quite a bit, and because of that, other things started to happen, especially exercising myself, working out every day. So this is pretty much what I have been doing lately. And our topic is travel. And we have the very first question here, that is, what is your dream travel destination and why? And this question, it's really good to start with because we can picture where or our dream and things that, like, just an imagination, and this exercise, it's really good for our mind. So what's your dream travel destination and why? So Rosalia, I'm going to start with you. What is your dream travel destination?
My dream travel destination is Greece, because since I was a teenager, I had watched a novels. I don't know if I can say that. Then it was making this place that when I see that, I think, oh my gosh, this place is so beautiful. I wanted to know. Then I have booked this travel, but the company of the can I say the company that I had booked, that I have bought this travel, have been having some problem that it was put for late. Then I think this year I will accomplish that. I will realize my dream.
Very good. I hope you can achieve that.
Yeah.
It's always good. And you, Sandro, what about you? Your dream travel destination?
My dream travel destination is Italy, and because I think it's a beautiful country. I think there are a lot of destinations to go there. And I was planning before the pandemic in 2020 go there, but the pandemic just postponed my plans.
Yeah.
Last year I had another opportunity to go to Europe, but no Italy. I knew Joaquin's land and French too. But this year I'll go to another destination in Europe too, Europe and Asia. But maybe next year I will achieve my dream travel destination. And especially I would like to know Positano, Amalfi Coast. I think that in looking at the pictures, it is gorgeous, and I imagine it in personal. It should be gorgeous.
Yeah. Yeah, very nice. It's funny to see that everybody has like a place where we really want to visit, want to go, right? Very good, very good. And you, Jack, besides Italy that you're already like going, where is your dream travel destination?
My dream travel destination. I have two dreams travel destination, and I hope one day to do it. The first is to make a cruise to Norway and visit the fjords of Norway and the city of Bergen.
Nice.
I planned it already this trip 3 years ago, but before the pandemic situation, I need to stop this travel, but I hope this year it's not possible because we decided to visit Italy, but maybe next year, if I feel well and healthy, I hope maybe next year make that visit. And I would like also to observe the midnight sun in Bergen, and the northern lights, the northern lights in the world. I would like very much to make that trip. And the other is to go the Trans-Siberian trip between Moscow and
Nice. Yeah.
Vladivostok in China. It's the most dream that I like to do one day. I didn't like to die before making that trip.
Yeah. Very good, very good. Love to hear things like that. We have a new guest, Tasia. Welcome aboard. Good morning. We are talking about trips, and the very first question is, where is your dream travel destination and why? So can you just quickly introduce yourself and answer the first question?
Yes. Good morning, everyone. How long I don't come to this meet, so I'm happy to be back. I live in Rio de Janeiro, but I am come to São Paulo. I am 26 years old. I work with data analysis, and that's it. About travel, my dream travel destination is Scotland, because I think it's a very, 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 very beautiful place to go. It's a country that is that happened a lot of movies and books that I read or watch. So this is why I have this dream to go to Scotland.
Nice. Yeah, Scotland, what I know, it's that there are a lot of landscapes and good sightseeings, you know.
Yeah.
Awesome. Very good. I don't have like a place I would like, oh, it's deep in my heart, but thinking about now, there's a place I have never visited before, that is Australia. And I really like, it was one of the places I have ever thought about going, visiting, and etc. But I have never had the chance. So Australia is one of the places, just because of, you know, mountains, beach, and yeah, I love places where you can have both, like the city, you have like trails, hikings, beach, so all in the same place. I went to Hawaii in 2016, and it was unbelievable, amazing, just because of that. Like, it's a small island and you have everything in a single place. So it was really, really good. And that's the next question. What is the best trip you have ever been on, and why is that? So, Sandro, have you ever been to a place that, oh, that was the best trip ever?
For me, the best travel I ever have had, it was for San Andres, is Colombia, Caribbean. That's gorgeous. It's an island too, and there we have the 7-color sea. Yeah, and for sure, one day I will go there again. The beaches are unbelievable. The food is delicious, and that was the best travel the best place I visited.
Nice. And what about you, Jack?
About me, I have made a lot of travels that I liked a lot. For example, in 2018, we made a trip in Canada and New York for 10 days. We made my son and my daughter-in-law and my grandsons. They planned to go to Toronto in Canada and New York, and they invite us to go with them, my wife and I, and it was really a fantastic trip. We stay 4 days in Toronto. We make a trip to the Niagara waterfalls, and it was fantastic. We made a cruise under the water, in the water in the waterfalls in Niagara. We stayed under
the water somehow.
The water, yeah, the waterfalls. It was fantastic. And after to stay 4 days in Toronto. In Toronto, we went to the top of the CN Tower in Toronto
Yeah.
with 500 height meters.
Yeah.
At night, we can observe all the city at night with all the lighting illumination. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
And
I've been there already.
yeah. And between Toronto and New York, we made a trip by train during 14 hours between Toronto and New York. It was fantastic. Also, we have the opportunity to watch wonderful landscapes between Toronto and New York. And in New York, we stay also 4 days, and it was fantastic. We visit all the most interesting points in New York, including the memorial place for the victims of the Twin Towers in 2001. Yeah, it was fantastic. We made a trip also at night. At night, we made also a trip by bus, walking on the city, New York, during at night to watch all the lightning in the city. It was also fantastic.
Very good. A lot of places. Very good.
Yeah, very well. Another trip fantastic was a cruise in Greek, the place that Rosalia liked to visit, and we visit some islands Greek, like Santorini, Mykonos, Crete, and Patmos. During 7 days, it was also a fantastic trip.
You've been to a lot of places.
Yeah, I have more because, as you know, as I worked in our aviation company.
Yeah, you had the chance to.
During all my professional career, every year in summer vacations, I visit a different country because fortunately I have a lot of trips. Fantastic.
Very good. Really nice. What about you, Rosaria? The best trip you've ever been to?
Oh my gosh, it's difficult to choose only one place. Joaquin have a lot of places that we have visited, but one of them I will choose here in Brazil that I had visited I had go to Maranhão, that I had visited Lençóis Maranhenses, the best place to visit. It was fantastic because I could to see the pôr do sol, sunshine. It was fantastic. There is a place there that we wanted to stay for a longer time there, but you need to go back. But it was fantastic. Yeah.
Really good. And you, Tasia?
Well, I don't travel a lot like Joaquin yet, but I pretend to. My best trip was to Chile because it was my first travel in another country. So has this experience that every moment was special, like being in airport. It's like, oh, my first time to another country. So I think everything was different. So has that, and Chile is awesome. So people in there, talking in Spanish and feel like you are native. I really like this experience. I think it's a very nice place. I like the wine and the food. So for me, I think like a special trip that I made.
Yeah. I think the first trip we have, it's always special, right? Always.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
Go ahead, Rosalia.
I like it when Tassi said even the moment we was in the airport, it was so special, because I remember when there was at our airport when we are back to the República Dominicana, because you have passed for the hurricane, it was special because you are traveling. All the moment was special.
Yeah, I also passed to what is the name of that has a lot in Chile? Like, I forgot even in Portuguese, but what the phenomenon that happened in Chile? Like, it's not.
Is no.
What?
I don't know what you're talking about. Like
Snow or hurricane?
No. Like, I the one thing I remember about what I am trying to say is treme muito. So like,
oh yeah, it shakes. The earthquake.
yeah,
Earthquake.
it was special.
Yeah, the earthquake. Yeah, very nice, very nice. Sandro, have you answered this one?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I did.
So I'm gonna ask you back the third question. Have you ever traveled solo, like by yourself? If so, where did you go and how was the experience?
Is that for me?
Yeah. For you.
No, I've never traveled solo. I always have some companion to my travels. Even I don't know. It's the beaches in São Paulo. I've never traveled so. Sometimes I drove through the destination solo, but in the place I was never alone.
Nice. And
Once I usually did. I use it to go to the cinema solos, but I think it was the most different place I did by myself.
and
But
do you have like the desire, the will to travel solo, to have an experience like traveling by yourself, or you don't have that?
No. I think I like to go in groups or with my wife, with my family. I prefer to visit with someone, to travel with someone.
Nice. And you, Tasia, have you ever traveled solo, like by yourself? Doesn't need to be a big trip, just like a place you visited just by yourself.
Unfortunately, not yet. Not a trip. I have this tendency, or used to be, not these days, but I go to places by myself. Actually, this weekend, I go to the beach alone, but trip, not yet. I pretend, but does not happen.
Nice. And you, Rosalia, have you?
Only when I was teenager, because my brother live in the city, then I live in another city. It was like 55 no, 5 to 50 kilometers. Then I make that by bus. I had some problem in the rodoviária, I don't know, in this time in Curitiba, because it's so different than my city, because my city is so small. Then only have this the place, then back to one or two bus, and then when you arrive to Curitiba, you said, "Oh my gosh, what I am." Then I need to go to stairs to another place to take another. It's so strange, but yeah, only was a teenager.
Yeah, it's funny. I just have like 80% of my trips I did by myself, alone, you know? Like I have been to a lot of places just by myself, and it's I like that at the same time that I don't like it, you know? Because it requires a lot of energy to always find someone to talk to, and I have this, you know, this eager to be among other people. Usually staying at hostels, it helps because usually you find people, you meet new people, and you connect with them, and it helps to go to places not by yourself only. But yeah, it's good to travel alone because you can decide whether you want to visit a place or not, change route, change where you're going, the destination. And if you change your mind, you can also do that. If you want to, oh, you're exhausted, then you don't need to worry about the other person. So it's good. The last trip I did abroad, it was by myself. Like as always, I went to Chicago back again in 2017. It was like 10 days. I went to Chicago, and after that I went to Toronto. But in Toronto I had a friend to visit. It was like just 4 days, but in Chicago I had the chance to visit back again the place where I lived in 2011. And yeah, that trip was special to visit, to come back to a place where I worked and lived. But at the same time, I was like just by myself visiting the same places, spots, and sightseeings I have been to. So yeah, it was the last trip I had abroad. And yeah, it's been a while already. So yeah. Anyway, Jack, have you ever traveled solo by yourself?
No, I never traveled alone and solo. I don't like to travel alone. For me, it's boring. It's boring when I am alone to travel. It's fun because I like very much to camping, and my wife doesn't like to camping. Then in 25 years ago, I invite my wife to go for a week here in Portugal camping, but I don't convince her to go with me. Then I went with my son in that time. He's having 14 years, and during 3 years in the summer, we went with my son camping for a week in the north, in the south. We went for different points different places here in Portugal, because I didn't like to go alone. And we made also some trips abroad, because my wife doesn't like too much to travel by plane. Then to go alone, it's also boring for her. If I go alone. Then I went also in Italy. I was there in 1998 with my son, and in London I went with my son and my daughter also, because it's boring for me. It's boring if I need to travel alone. It's fun because I was in Brazil, in Recife, and it's boring for me. It's alone to make a trip to Brazil in Recife. I worked already in TAP. Then we made a trip with more two coworkers of me. We went there in Brazil. I convinced him to go with me, because I don't like. But it's fun for some people. It's fun because I know. For example, I have a niece, sobrinho and niece.
Yeah,
niece,
a
niece.
nephew and niece.
Nephew.
Yeah.
I have a nephew. He worked in Nice, in France, and he liked to travel a lot. He put the backpack.
Yeah.
They go
Go solo.
3 or 4 years ago. He made a trip for 3 weeks. By Asia in Africa,
Yeah.
for 1 month, I think. During 1 month, he went alone for all these days. But for me, I think it's boring. It's boring for me to make these trips.
Yeah, I think traveling, it's always an experience, even if you travel with someone else in a group or by yourself. But my next question is, what kind of trip do you like most? Do you like to visit a lot of places? You like to go to one single place? You like to stay in a hotel? You like to stay in a house, in an Airbnb? Or what kind of trip do you like visiting, and do you like doing actually? Rosalia, what's the kind of trip do you plan usually, or do you like most?
Yeah, I usually prepare my trip, my travel with a hotel, because I don't like to go there and search for a hotel or something like that. But I prefer had a room, a bathroom, something only for if I had this kind of thing to rest after back my visit, the things that I had go. It's only that it's special for me, because I don't matter for me if I am in a big hotel or not. Only if I have a bathroom to take a shower, a good bed to rest, to sleep. For me, it's on that I need when I am traveling. But I like so much to visit all the places that when I am, because I wanted to know the culture, to taste to the foods, all the things that I wanted to know everything.
Yeah, I know. I understand that. I had a girlfriend where usually when we went to like some cities around São Paulo, especially when we were in college, she wanted to be in a hotel, you know, and back there I was like in the beginning of my 20s. I was like, no, there's not a, yeah. But nowadays I feel like, oh, I just want to relax. I just want something or a place to be okay, you know, to not worry too much, like to struggle with, you know, problems or issues. Yeah. Nowadays it's being different. Tassiani, what kind of trip you like having for yourself?
Well, I like cultural trips and nature places too. Places to where you have where to know the culture of the place is important for me. And basic nature, I like a lot to go beautiful places, you know, where you can reflect about life, just being there, because no, um, basic that for me most important.
Very nice, very nice. Yeah, and how do you do about the cultural? Do you search before? Do you talk to someone in the place? How do you do that? Like, do you go to some specific places to know the culture? What do you do, or what do you have in mind?
I think the next one that I will search before, but for the I already I already have, and I ask to people who live there when I am in a place that is historical. I think people are already expecting that people will come talking to them when in these places. So for me, like if I am in a what term when is a place that is important to history that the country or state. I forgot
Yeah,
the
it's
name.
like, yeah, yeah, I guess we could say a cultural
Culture.
site, you know.
Yeah. So when I am in these places, usually has some text that tell history about, but for me, answer the question is basically asking people. I have this facility to start new conversations. So for me, is one way to explore and do handle questions about natives.
Great, very good, very good. Yeah, asking people, it's always a good choice.
Yeah.
Very good. And you, Sander, what kind of trip you like going?
Yes, I prefer to go to destinations that you have nature. I tend to not trip not traveling for cosmopolitan cities. For example, everybody says that Dubai is gorgeous, but it's something made by men. There are a lot of builds. That's not my priority. I would like to go there someday, but I prefer to go to places that are beauty nature. I prefer this kind of trips. Talking about where to stay, I prefer to stay in a hotel, like Rosalia said. I prefer to sightsee as much places I can during the day. I like to visit the sightseeings, to taste different foods. That's a way to know the culture, the local culture, knowing the local foods. For me, I try to not to asking for different tastes of food. And I think that's it. That's my the way I like to travel.
Nice. Very good. And what about Jack? What kind of trip do you like most?
About me, if we plan a trip with my wife, with my family, I planned before all the plan of the trip. I choose the hotel, not a luxury hotel. 3-4 stars. I watch the prices before. If you don't do that before, we can to do some surprise with the prices. Here in Portugal, when we make trips here, normally I make every year we make a trip here in Portugal. Then we plan and we study all the places that you would like to visit. Like Sandro, we like very much to appreciate naturally. And here in Portugal, in the north, mainly in the north, we have a lot of places with wonderful landscapes. Then when we go there, always we visit all that places. We rent a jeep with a driver, not driving with me, but with a driver. And we visit all the specific places in the nature. Is when I try in some years we try to rent Airbnbs, but we don't like. We have not got good experiences with good beans. It's not good conditions because it's not so expensive, but it's not good. It's not good. When we make a trip with touristic agents, they have a plan. Then we need to follow the plan of the agents. Is the case now with Italy? We have the plan. Then we need only to follow the plan of the touristic agents.
Great, yeah.
But normally in this case, the agency normally they choose all the interesting places.
You just follow the plan, right? Yeah. Very good. Yeah, the things I like to do when I travel, it's really to browse the area. I do not like to have a plan. I do not love planning trips, I just go to the place. Usually I like to go to for a reason. And in there, I try to find what can I do, what can I visit, if there are concerts or something going on. So I like to do that. People, we are running out of time, and I would love to have you aboard tomorrow, because we're going to talk about self-study, and it's going to be a good topic for a Friday morning. And well, I want to thank you for coming early in the morning, Sandro, Rosalia, Jack, and Tasia. Thank you so much. It just happens because you are attending the meetings and joining me on this journey at 6 a.m. I hope to find you well tomorrow, same time, same place. And have a great day, you all. So, Rosalia, Jack, Sandra, and Tasia, take care of yourselves.
Oh, Filipe, eu queria apenas dizer que foi uma boa ideia, o Filipe ter implementado no TALKNTAK as imersões para iniciantes, porque depois disso eu praticamente tenho assistido sempre às imersões para as iniciantes e deixei de vir aqui mais às imersões visto com o Filipe, porque normalmente os tópicos são mais fáceis de para discutir, e então agora assisto mais às imersões para iniciantes do que aqui com o Filipe, mas de
As
qualquer modo
imersões,
é sempre um prazer estar aqui com o Filipe quando eu puder.
quando o tema é mais simples, né?
É mais simples. Por acaso foi muito interessante as imersões, foi uma boa ideia que tiveram implementar.
A imersão de iniciantes era para ser assim desde o começo, mas acho que o nome acabou trazendo muito a questão de aula, né? Então, a conversação para iniciantes acabou se tornando aula. E aí, engraçado que todo mundo pede, eu quero conversação. Mas a primeira coisa que acontece é aula. Qualquer lugar, qualquer curso, qualquer professor que fala que tem aula de conversação, não é conversação, é aula do idioma. E assim, tem conversação? Tem. Então, repete para mim, ou responde essa pergunta. Então, isso não é bem uma conversação, isso é só um treinamento de fala. Que aí você pode fazer com um papagaio também. Então, se você pegar um professor ou um curso de idiomas, eu falo isso porque eu já fiz muito isso também, tá? Você põe um papagaio, ele vai também falar aquilo. Aqui não, aqui a gente vai fluindo, e aí tem temas, por exemplo, semana que vem eu vou trazer só filosofia, temas filosóficos.
São muito úteis, gostei muito, gosto muito.
Que aí fazem a gente pensar mais, é mais difícil também, às vezes eu não sei nem falar sobre aquilo em português, né? Então, tipo, é realmente para desenvolver o raciocínio crítico, essas imersões aqui no YouTube. Mas as imersões de iniciantes, elas são para quem está precisando começar, ou temas mais simples, também não é ao vivo no YouTube, tem toda aquela coisa, tem gente que não gosta de estar ao vivo no YouTube, mas a vida real é ao vivo no YouTube, né, basicamente. A vida real se exige a exposição e você vai sentir a mesma coisa, né? Então, quem não gosta do YouTube, geralmente é o que mais precisa estar aqui, nesse ambiente, né? Então, inclusive eu vou falar sobre isso hoje à noite na live no YouTube, inclusive. Por que que o YouTube é tão importante para quem quer falar em inglês ou outro idioma? E principalmente se tornar facilitador também, né? Liderar uma reunião, aí é outro desafio.
Eu ainda assisti ontem 10 minutos ao seu discurso da rotina influence, mas aqui já é muito tarde, então assisti só 10 minutos e hoje vou ver o resto.
Sim, muito bom. Vai ajudar bastante. Rotina é importante. Gente, thank you all. Have a great day. Enjoy. Take care of yourselves.
Everyone, good
Ok.
Bye bye.
See you.